So here's an interesting fact. If you live in America, you probably think that the world is more dangerous than it's ever been, particularly if you have children. That's actually not the case. So, why do we feel less safe than our parents did? It has less to do with crime and more to do with our collective psychology and how easily we're programmed by content and media. The long term overall US trend is unmistakably clear. So violent crime rose dramatically from the 60s through the 80s and even into the early 90s. Since the early 90s, though, violent crime has fallen by about half, so right around like 40 to 50%. There was a noticeable spike in during 2020 to 2021, but I think we all know what was going on then, and those increases have largely reversed, right? And recent data suggests that those rates are approaching historic lows. So, someone who walked through an American city in 1985 or 1992 was statistically at a much greater risk of being the victim of a violent crime than somebody walking through those same cities today, which might surprise you. So, why does it feel worse? We see every single crime now, right? In 1975, if somebody was robbed 3 states away, you would never hear about it. But today we've got mainstream media, TikTok, YouTube, Insta, all the things. So within minutes of a crime happening, millions of people can watch it. So your brain isn't very good at distinguishing the difference between I've watched 50 crimes today and 50 crimes happened near me today. We all know that negativity spreads faster on social media platforms. Social media platforms reward engagement, and we all know what gets engagement. If the topic of my video today was my neighborhood had another peaceful day, you probably wouldn't be watching. That's just a consequence of the psychological nature of our species at the moment. There's also availability bias, and psychologists actually have a name for this. They call it availability heuristic. Basically, the availability heuristic is we judge things and how common they are based on how quickly they come to mind. There's actually a communication theory that's called mean world syndrome. It was developed by a researcher named George Gerbner, and the idea is pretty straightforward. People who consume lots of violent media begin believing the world is a much more violent and dangerous place than it is. Makes sense. So I'll leave you with this question. Do you think that we're living in a more dangerous world, or are we just living in a world where we're exposed to danger constantly?